Hello, hello. Okay. How's it going? Welcome to our second week of office hours in a row. Perfect. Thank you, Brittany, for letting me know. Yeah, I'm going to give users a couple of minutes just in case somebody else wants to join live and drop a question. Today, just as a quick reminder, we are going to cover all things email. So we are going to explain what our email integration does in Crmble and how it works and how you connect multiple users. So yes, this is going to be a fun one. Our email integration is probably the most used integration. Many users, many email accounts connected, and we recently added the Microsoft account support to Crmble. We started with Google accounts and now we have both. So okay, so let me lower the music volume so that everybody can hear me. Okay, perfect. Okay, so just 1 minute in. So I think I'm going to give people a couple of minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah. Welcome. If you are watching this, you're watching the recorded session. Just as a reminder, we are recording this, so you can watch it later. Yeah, there are a ton of Microsoft Office 365 users out there, and they've been asking for a long time to have this integration, and it took a little bit longer than expected. It's not it wasn't as easy as with Google, but yeah, we did it, and we had an increase of user base. All the ones that were waiting for this Microsoft integration to be included. Hi, Tony. So I'm joined like last week by my colleague, Christina. She is going to have a look at the chat and try to answer questions and throw some banners with the questions you might want to drop in the chat. And yeah, Tony just showed up. Tony Panea, he is the CEO. And he also likes to have a look and see what's going on. Okay, so let me check. 3 minutes in. Well, let's give it a couple of more minutes here, two minutes more, and we started. So yeah, thank you for joining. And I want to remind you that in order to help our channel, we are going to try to do this every week, to address a different topic every week, to leave this as a recorded video that you can watch later at your own pace, and more importantly, to keep you updated about what we have in the pipe, and in case you have some specific questions. So yeah, we think that this is a nice way to get in touch with our user base and get a sense for what users appreciate in case they have some feature requests or want to know a little bit better how Crmble works. So I want to remind you, if you don't want to miss any of these office hours, I would suggest you, or kindly ask you, to subscribe to our channel. It helps the algorithm, and it keeps the channel alive, and it helps spreading the word. And if you hit the notification bell, you get a notification from YouTube to remind you about these sessions. We normally send a newsletter before 24 hours before the weekly hours, and a quick reminder 1 hour before the show starts. So yeah, today it's all things email. That's what we are going to cover today, and I think we are going to start right now. Let me quickly check. Yeah, Microsoft likes to make things complicated. Two totally different approaches. Google, they seem to build everything to be integrated with everything, whereas Microsoft tries to, or builds things, trying to convince people to move over and use all things Microsoft. So normally it's we had to find this out the hard way. But that's how it is and how it works. But yeah, glad we finally could integrate Microsoft accounts as well. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing my screen. I prepared a small setup showing two different Trello users that are using. These are fake users we use to demo stuff and create content. And I'm going to share it in a second. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is one of the boards. This belongs to Ava Brooks. She has installed Crmble. And then we have, let me check very quickly. Okay, yeah, this is the other one. And then we have this other user, Cameron Bakewell. And she has also installed Crmble, and both users are on the same Crmble team. Let me just get the banner here all the way so that you can actually see everything. So here, just to remind you about how to access your Crmble team area. Crmble team is how we call workspaces. So this is the Crmble workspace area where you manage things. So this Crmble team has just one board. We installed Crmble, in this case, just on one board, B2B leads. And here you can see the two Trello users. Cameron Bakewell is the owner, and Ava Brooks, she's a user. So the main difference, you will see that in a second, is a user can't change any settings and is not allowed to connect some type of email accounts, shared accounts in this case. You will see that in a second. So fairly simple user roles here in Crmble. We just have owner, which equals the admin privilege. So and then we have the user. So basically a user can only add details, but a user can't change settings or export data, whereas a owner or an admin can export and change settings. So yeah, let me bring me back here. So I'm going to move over to Ada. Let me just try to rearrange this a bit. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to jump straight into the email section here. Sorry. Oops. So in email, when no account has been connected, first thing you see is this. So this is the user Crmble plain user account. And here the only option you have is to connect an account. If you hit the button, you get to choose what type of email service you want to use. So just a side note here, some users that have self-hosted with custom domain accounts and are or have connected these accounts to an Outlook email client are sometimes confused, and they think that because of having connected a custom domain account self-hosted in some sort of hosting service provider, this turns the account into a Microsoft account. So that is not the case. So Microsoft account is a native account that you set up with Microsoft. Lately, the most used ones are Office 365, I would say. And you have also older Exchange accounts, and you have Hotmail accounts and Live accounts. So these are the type of accounts you are supposed to sign in with here using the sign in with Microsoft. So in this case, I'm going to use the sign in with Google. A new tab opens, as you can see, and I'm going to pick Ava Brooks's Gmail account. This is a normal free Gmail account. And as a normal user, she's only able to link her private account, which is the one she uses to communicate in the business with clients and with companies. So if I move over now to this other Trello profile, which belongs to Cameron, and she is, on the other hand, the owner of the Crmble team and therefore has administration rights. If I move over to email and specifically to the email connection tab, you'll see that she can see that Ava has connected her account, and as the admin, she has the possibility to delete this account. In case in the future, who knows, if Ava leaves the team, you are able to disconnect. Regardless of being an admin or an owner, nobody else than Ava is able to see the traffic that this account is generating. So no worries. total privacy. In this case, I'm going to very quickly connect the private, Cameron's private account, which is also a Google account. I'm going to connect her Gmail account. In this case, sometimes Google asks, in order for this integration to work flawlessly, you have to select and check all the permissions so that we can read, write, and access freely your Gmail account. By the way, this email integration is mirroring in real time everything that happens on the email service. And it will reflect on Crmble and the other way around. So anything you do in Crmble will show up in Gmail. Everything you do in Gmail will show up in Crmble in real time. So there is no email sending back and forth. In order to keep both systems updated, both platforms are integrated and work in sync flawlessly. Okay, so in this case, I have the possibility to add up to 2 shared accounts on a Crmble team level. So this means that because Cameron, she is the owner of the team, she's able to do that. So I'm going to connect here, for the sake of demoing this, our Crmble support account. Okay, so let me get very quickly the password for this. Okay. Okay, almost there. There we go. So so hopefully I can quickly check this and approve. 1 second there. So yeah, by connecting these shared accounts, this type of accounts, shared accounts are supposed to be used, shared by the team. So the type of accounts you would connect here are normally the type of accounts you use, like an hello account or support account or some sort of account shared by the team that multiple users have installed in their email clients. And that is actually the only way to share between Crmble users an email inbox. So as soon as I connect this here, let me just go back and continue to complete the connection of the account. So there we go. I have 1 shared account. I have up to 2, a total of 2 on a Crmble team level. And now I have access without leaving Trello to the inbox, and I can actually check and have a look at both. So that is what Cameron, the user Cameron Bakewell, can access. And if I move now over to the inbox to this other user, to Ava Brooks, she has also access to her private account and to the shared account. So apart from the number of accounts you are able to connect with Crmble and having access to the inbox, you have also the possibility to create templates. And templates will help you streamline your communication process and stay consistent with how you communicate with your users. Fairly simple way to set up a template. You would just name the template so that you can search, find it, and then you can add a subject. Let's use hi, make it simple. By typing the hash symbol while you are editing the subject, you can access to the different Crmble field variables. So I'm going to pick name. That's how it looks like. And now you can style using these tools here, styling tool, or you can even copy and paste HTML. So if you switch over to the code editor, you could copy the HTML code of a nice crafted email that you might have crafted in any email email tool like mass mailing tool like MailChimp or Breebo, or I think there is one Stripo, I think is how you pronounce it. There are different services that will help you craft and create nice email messages. So if you use that, feel free to copy and paste here the HTML code. In this case, I'm going to go for the normal plain text. So here again, I can say hi. And now while I'm composing the message here, I can use the insert field option instead of hitting and writing the hashtag, as I have to do it for the subject. So here again, I can pick name and I can continue writing. Okay. Let me just add the company name to add a second variable. So here you can use company. Okay, so let's save the template. And there we go. We have our first private template. If I want to share with my team this template, all I have to do is I click on edit. Everywhere in Crmble where you see this, oh, let me get this right. I don't know what I did wrong here. Okay, that's looking good. Let me check that. Okay, perfect, looking good. Okay, so everywhere you see this pencil icon, this means that you can edit. So let's open this, check again, perfect. And you can, as I said, you can turn this templates into team templates by just sharing this. Strangely enough, I can't see this option here, so let me quickly reload. We updated Crmble today, so maybe there is something that was missing in the update, but normally you would see here a button to share this on a team level. So we are going to fix this in no time. Okay, so let me show you how this works, as Crmble has a very specific approach towards email. So instead of using the Trello board as the inbox of your email account, what we tried, or our approach, is to filter by the main contact of a deal card all the different threads you have in common between your connected address and the main contact of the card. So in this case, as you see, there are no threads, but I'm going to send to Liam. I'm going to use the welcome message. Let me actually do something before I do that, because Liam has no company link to it. So I'm going to add and create a new company in the company field. So now Liam is working for the company Acme. There we go. Now here you see you have in the deal card 3 tabs. The third one is the email tab, and here's where you can see all the threads in a chronological order. I'm going to start one thread. As I said, I'm going to use the template that I've just set up, the welcome template. And as you see, the variables have been replaced by actual details that are included in the contact details or the deal details. So there we go. You can attach files. And if you set up a Gmail signature in the Gmail platform, it will show up here as well. So that's also a nice thing to have right there, which helps you stay consistent with how you sign your email messages. Okay, so I sent my message, and if I go back to the email tab, it will take a couple of seconds sometimes. It takes more or less, it depends on what the traffic is and how the load between the servers currently is. But there we go. I have here the message I just sent. And if I click on the message, I can expand and see the full threads, all the different messages. So as long as Liam stays and replies to this same message and subject, the different messages will show up here underneath the thread header. And I'm going to quickly jump over to another Chrome window here, because I want to log in with Liam's account and reply to this message. In fact, I will show you how Liam has received the message. Okay, so there we go. We are now in Liam's Gmail account. He has received the message. Hi Liam, we are thrilled to have your company Acme on board. So I will reply, hi Abba, thank you for having us. There we go. So if I go now, we are in Abba's profile, and I open Liam's card. If I click on the email tab, you'll see that this shows up in blue, showing me that there is a new message waiting for me. And if I open the thread, there is Abba's answer right there. Here I can do all sorts of things, all the things I'm used to do on a normal email client. So you can reply to all, you can reply to one, you can forward, you can mark this as a favorite. Pretty normal stuff that you are used to use on an email client. And the nice thing about this is that although both users are using the same board, Abba is just able to see the messages she has crossed with her private account and this contact, whereas Cameron will see her own threads. So if I open here, Cameron sent on October 21st another different thread. So that's what shows up. So I'm going to show you now that you can switch between accounts. So I can see messages between Cameron's private account, but I can also switch over to support. And these threads are equal to the threads that Ava can see if she switches over to the support app square. So answering the question many users make about how do we actually share or have in common email conversations. So that's the way to go. You have to connect a shared account, and that is how you can use and check the same email account. Okay, let me keep an eye on the comments here. Hi, David. Where are you calling from? Or writing from, David? I'm curious. Okay, looks like you had a problem trying to connect Gmail. Okay, so, wow, Ohio. Good, we are running these live sessions from Spain. Crmble is a Spanish company. We are based in the southeast coast of Spain, near from Alicante. Yeah, hopefully, I would suggest you, David, yeah, maybe to open in the support chat. So if you open Crmble, you have on the bottom right corner a support chat. That's the best way to follow up on your issue and to help you out. Maybe we can connect and share the screen, but maybe Antonio, maybe Christina, maybe me can jump in and have a look and help you fix the issue. So yes, one thing I mentioned at the start of the video is that it needs to be a native Microsoft account, the one you are trying to connect. So I was mentioning that some users get confused by the fact that sometimes they connect a custom email account to Outlook, and they think that just because of that, this is a native Microsoft account, which is not the case. So I don't know if this is the case, David, hopefully not. I think you mentioned somewhere that it is a native Microsoft account. So yeah, let's see if we can help you fix the problem. Okay, so yeah, let's continue here. By the way, we introduced lately a nice functionality, which is that when you select one account, this account is the one that stays by default. So if I open now a new card, a different deal card, and I jump over to the email tab, this is the account that remains connected. But I can jump over to the other account, no problem, you can use that. Okay, so I think we covered the major part. Just want to remind you that on a deal card level, you will see just the threads that you have in common with the email address of the main contact, which is the first contact you link to a card, which becomes the main contact of that deal. But you can have also access to the inbox and reply and keep and stay on top of your email conversations without leaving Trello. So you can absolutely do that, which is a nice time saver, and yeah, and helps you stay connected. Also, we generate some badges on the front of the card, which runs every 10-15 minutes. That will warn you and show you if you have actually received a new message. So that's also a nice feature right there to stay on top of your email activity. So the last bit I want to show you is that you can activate for every email account that you use. If you click on the gear icon here, it will open the settings, and you have one feature we think is very interesting in order to automate stuff. So you can activate the email activity comments, and by doing so, every time you send a message or you receive a message, we generate a small snippet and a small snippet of the email as a comment on the card. And you can actually use these comments to trigger automations inside of Trello. So in Trello automations, well, let me show you what these comments look like. So I'm going to send quickly another message from Ada's account to Liam. By the way, just as a reminder, you can use or reach any email account of any secondary contact you might have linked to the deal, but you can also write and search for any email account you have in your Crmble contact database just by writing in the to field here. So that's also a nice and handy feature right there. So I'm going to search for, let me see, maybe Cameron, Liam, of course. Yeah, myself, why not? Okay, sorry. There we go. Okay, I'm going to send again the welcome message. So now, as you see, we have added this comment, and these comments, they use very specific emojis and tags and words that you can use to trigger. So you could set up an automation that says every time a comment is created using this specific text string means that you have actually sent a message from Crmble, and that could trigger an action of moving the cards to a different list, you name it. There are a ton of options, especially if you want to do something with the card when you receive a message. That makes a ton of sense. So you can watch our previous office hour, the first chapter, where we go in depth on how to actually create these automations that rely on comments we generate. That reminds me also about the fact that we recently added the option or the feature to generate a comment when you mark a deal as won or lost. So you can use that also as a trigger to trigger actions in Trello automations. So yeah, useful stuff there. So when you actually send a message, the comment shows up immediately. When you receive an email, it takes slightly longer. So I think it's a cycle of between 5 and 10 minutes for comments to show up. Well, and I think we covered everything we have in store in terms of email integration. Hopefully this chapter was useful to show you the potential in our email automation. And yeah, I before we finish our office hours, I want to check briefly if there are any new comments. No comments. So yeah, just remind you about the fact that you can subscribe, and you can, if you watch this you are watching the recorded session, just to remind you that you can subscribe to our channel, and you can jump in and join our live sessions, and even show up as a guest and maybe have a chat live about something that you would like to see in the future, something that you would like to configure and you're not sure about how to do it, how to achieve it. So our intention is to create these conversations with Crmble users on a weekly basis, and yeah, have a chat about Crmble features, existing features, maybe features you want to see in the future. So feel free to jump in next time, and yeah, hopefully I see you next week again on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Central European Time, which is your morning if you are on the East-West coast of United States, or afternoon if you are in Australia. I believe it must be late there, maybe too late for Australia. Okay, so thank you very much for joining, and hopefully I see you next week in our next Crmble Office Hours live stream. Have a nice day. Bye.